DAHET will recognize two types of journals. Those journals are listed by only 4: IBS, Web of Science, which is part of the Thomson Reuters, Scopus, and ABDC. So these 4, if any journals listed with those 4, they list automatically. You can go to the DAHET website. I always say that go and check. Go to the DAHET, Department of Higher Education Council, South Africa. They already put it on their website. So you will see also our journal. So they don't accredit those journals. They automatically list those journals. Is it understandable? Then they have their own accreditation for the journals published in South Africa. So Bangladesh can have own accreditation for journals published only in Bangladesh. So they'll go through the vetting process, they'll go through the evaluation process, then they will accredit. We don't have that accreditation in Bangladesh at all. Then you have in Norway, Norwegian journal list that is maintained by Ministry of Education in Norway, and that is widely accepted by Scandinavian and Nordic countries. Okay. Then for UK, there is a list called ABS. Now UK take ABS list only 1,600 journals. So they will take best journal from Thomson Reuters. Maybe they will take most of the journals based on the criteria. Some journals from Scopus. We are not ABS list. Okay. Some journals from Scopus and some best journals from ABDC. And they will make their own list and they will force their academics to publish in that list. So there is no problem if you publish other recognized Scopus listed journal. But question is that if it is not published in ABS, you will not get the fund from Research Council. Because in the UK, no academics is paying from their pocket. So they have to ensure that everything is funded by the institution or Research Council. I hope that I have answered to you, isn't it? Now at the moment, India, they have their own UGC accreditation list. You see the journal list. You can go to the UGC website. They automatically listed Scopus, Thomson Reuters, ABDC, all journals, automatically. And other journals. Think about it, there are more than 150,000 journals around the world. And only 30 to 35,000 journals are recognized. More than 100,000 journals are not recognized. And you don't know, you are publishing. I looked at myself, each and every one, with 52 people registered. I asked my Justin, why not you do a chart? Name, which university they got their masters or PhD. I know that some of you from UK, from Australia, from Sweden, and so on. And check how many publications they have. And check which publication they have which is not recognized. Because it is good for me to know, isn't it? Because you came here to learn and bring something. Who knows? Within next 1 year, you'll have the best publications. So, you look at the composition of editorial board. When we are saying international journal, it must have editorial board based on diversity. Now, our editorial board based on 18 countries. Okay, I don't want to see editorial board only 1 or 2 countries. And also the institution, the universities must be recognized by international authorities. Look at the list of the reviewers. Who are the reviewers? So we try to have the reviewers from prominent native English-speaking countries who has the real idea how to do review. Because our review process is at least 1 page. And we don't want to see that you are sending a paper to someone from Malaysia or Singapore or someone and they said, oh, paper can be accepted because it is good. It is not the comments. It's meaningless. You would like to see at least the comments step by step. You can make the general comments and you make the section-wise comments. So then look at the review process. We are using double-blind review and it is clearly mentioned on our website. Nature of contributors, journal visibility, they have their own style. So you just follow their style and the most important thing that you are following their submission guidelines. Many of us, we don't follow the submission guidelines. The reason for that, these are some reasons why we are rejecting paper at the desk. So you can see the list. The age of the sample. So you are producing something and you look at the sample population you have selected is maybe 10 years old, which hasn't got any validity at the moment. Isn't? So you have to make sure that you are modifying the sample so it is becoming current. Inappropriate use of diagram, pictures, table, and etc. Now, post-review rejection, insufficient contribution, purpose and target not clear. And many publications we found that problem identification has a lack of clarity. Yeah? So we would like to see, because if there is no problem, there is no research, isn't it? Problems will lead us to carry out the research. Inaccurate, incomplete, outdated review of the literature. So literature review is not. It's not sufficient fast. is not credible. Second, it is sometimes outdated. So try to get the, you see, if it is a theoretical underpinning, conceptual underpinning, try to get it the recent one. So we'll have the idea. Methodological issues is not always clear. We don't want 1 or 2 pages of methodology, but it must be clearly identified. So you can start whether your research focus on, you see, positivism or other types of research, whether it is quantitative and qualitative. What we are looking actually as a publisher, we are looking that the methodology is justified. So one thing, what you are doing, why you are doing, how you are doing. The simple 3 phenomenon you must incorporate together. Lack of justification or defective analysis. Analysis also sometimes is not clear. Sometimes you are putting analysis and discussion together. You don't do this. Analysis should have the separate section, and discussion is the most important. You see, there is a doctrine of research we are using IMRAT formula. I'll come back. What is the formula? Inappropriate interpretation of results. Sometimes we don't interpret the results. Now, it is very fascinating to me. Sometimes you are saying I am using SAM model to analyze. You see, there is no problem when you are using SAM, or you are using t-test, or using the regression model. I don't have any problem. Or the least square analysis. My question is, why partial least square? My question is, why you are doing? As long as you can justify. Now, someone is doing SAM, it is not appropriate unless you have larger sample. You have to prove that you have sample size more than 300 or 400. Then you are doing SAM. If you have the 200 sample, sometimes I don't understand why you are using SAM. Some people think SAM means it's good outcome. It looks nice. Picture looks good. It doesn't work that way, okay? Because we have to justify first whether data is normal or data is not normal. So if it is normal data, there's a different types of test you can do. If data is not normal, now not normal doesn't mean that its data is bad. Not normal because there are many reasons. We will not be able to discuss maybe here. Then you have the different types of tests. Then only you can justify why you are doing those tests. You see, there is no problem. We are Bangladeshis. We are not expert on English. Even I don't know how to write English. But this is not the negative thing, isn't it? When I write something, I'll make sure that I get some colleague who got English expertise or who has expertise on copy editing or proofreading or editing. I'm going to submit the paper to him so that he can copy edit the paper. Now what we are doing